Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and today we're taking a look at Gabriel Kozlowski's and Gringo Cardia's pavilion. Looks kind of like this when we have it in the Grasshopper thing, and if I am showing you very quickly, there was this Instagram post made by Parametric Architecture. They have this pavilion here, and we can look at those pictures, and it has this form that goes under it, as well as the facade that goes around it, and we want to basically create this thing in Grasshopper, have a density that can be changed, have the size changed as well, and have the overall height changed as well to it, as you see. So yeah, you will also I will just go along and I will just show you how it will be done. Very good. So we will start by making a new Grasshopper file, and we will start from scratch. So what we basically need, and I will just draw this down for you as well, we have a rectangle like this, and this rectangle then has a few points. Those will be those points of entry that we had here at those areas there, and then a surface will be created around those points and the curve, so it will create this kind of wobbly effect through it as well. And then what we need to do is we need to increase the amount of curves that we want to put on there, so basically in this direction and in that direction as well, like make lots of curves. And then we are also going to take those endpoints of the curves, extrude them upwards, and take those curves with us, and then making this nest kind of connectivity as well. So we just go through this just one by one. So we're first going to create a rectangle like this. We give it two number sliders, just always like double click, put a number slider here, put it in there, and we just make it for now just rectangular. That's fine. And we're also going to use certain points and just create multiple points in here. It can be actually more than the 4 that we saw over there, so we're just gonna have it like that. Maybe I will just make this a little bigger as well, and I want to create the points and move them along there as well. You can obviously also create them in the Rhino environment and then import the points very simply just there. So, and we also have music now, so I think that is absolutely great, at least a little bit in the background. And we will move this surface now upwards into the Z direction, as well as give it an amount, obviously, that it will be moved upwards. Like that. That's great. And we have to patch this, so those two things basically together, and we have to then play around with those flexibility and the spans a little bit as well in order to create the same effect. So the input will be the curve of the outside here, and then the points that we created from there in the beginning. And as you see, it kind of creates nothing because I put the wrong one in there, so I want to have this. And you see, it doesn't really create the thing that we want to have there to begin with. So we're going to need to change the flexibility and the spans. So the flexibility needs to be very, very high actually. So I'm just gonna put like a number slider of 20,000 in here. And as you see, it works a little bit better with that. And we also want to change the spans as well in this here, I think. So this looks a little more like it basically. And we can obviously also, the points that we create here, we can obviously move them downwards as well. And we can have it as we want to change it. So that's pretty good for now. And now I want to basically create this grid structure that we had here. So I'm going to do this by doing the following. If we go under surface, and then we have to go to, I have to see where it's actually, where this command is actually hidden. What is it? I think it's ISO, yeah, ISO curve. And we also need to basically create some random amount of points. So we're just going to populate 2D, and we take those from those points here, from this region, and have also obviously number slider to create the density of those points. And we have to also pull those points now, or project them to the surface. I think we can use, there is a variety of commands that we can use, but we can use the pull points command for now, use the population here, and use the geometry of that. And as you see, it will put those points on the surface very nice and good for us. Now we just have the point itself, but now we also need to define the UV point of the surface. So by that we're going to the analysis, and I think it is this one, yeah, surface closest point. And we're going to use the surface that we had here in the beginning, and we use the point here. Maybe we can actually even use that point there actually as well. It doesn't really matter. Yeah, we can actually remove this one. It makes it a little bit cleaner, and it gives us, you see, the UV points and the normal point as well. The thing we need is the UV point. It's basically the point that is defined by the surface as well, by the surface itself. So basically, if we have, this is 0 to 1, and this is also 0 to 1, and this basically gives us this point on that grid. And we're going to use the patch surface that we have here in the beginning. And you already see we have the correct points there for now. Now we have this. We want to create those things at the edges. And this will be a little bit more complicated, but yeah, I think you'll manage, you know. So we want to simply get the endpoints of those things here. So now we have those endpoints created. They might be a little bit faulty here for some reason, but I think for now this is fine as well. And we have to, there are several ways of how you can create this other front facade as you see here, but we're going to use like a very rather simple one. So we just going to take this surface that we have here and move it upwards as well. And obviously we want to control how much it is moved upwards as well. Like this. And now we have those points here, and I actually might want to, no, I think this is fine for now. So I also now want to basically take this point up there, so we can just curve closest point like this. And so we use the curve that we had here in the beginning, but we also need to extract each of those curves. So we have to actually explode the curve here, so that curve up there, and now we need to basically assign it like one by one. So we have that closed curve here, and we are going to use the list item commands, and we get each of the segments separately. So this will be like the segment 0. Yeah, this will be that one, and we need to take either this one or this curve as well. So we just kind of guess here for now, and this actually might be fine. So it gives us the closest points here, and now we can also create a line between those 2 points as well. So we're gonna create this one here, that one there. I see I took the wrong one. We just Control Shift click and put it here, and you see it now takes the correct curve. And we also want to give it a certain randomness to it, like we had at the beginning as well. So we're just gonna randomize those curves from 0 to 1 as well, and put it in the points distributor like here. But why doesn't it? Those are the points that we have. Those are the points of the ground. And we want to randomize. Okay, we need to actually flatten this one here, so we have them in like one group. So this looks already pretty good for this one. Yeah, this looks pretty good. And in order for this to make it a little bit more easier to read, we're actually going to put the geometry in here like that, and I want to basically hide those things a little bit so it looks a little bit more tidier. So I'm just going to put this in here, and we are going to make a middle click and that cluster. And so we basically have now the cluster that we have here at the beginning, and we're gonna copy it 4 times. And now we copy this one as well 4 times, and we give the one will be like the index of 1. Next will be the index of 2. Next one will be the index of 4. Or like, well, because it starts at 0 and 1. And we also now need to take the correct geometry. So this needs to go with that. Let me actually take a look. I think this one needs to be this one, and then that one needs to be this one, maybe. No, the other one. And this one needs to be that one. Yes, that looks already correct. I like that. So that's pretty good. Now we have the file for now like this, and we're just gonna merge them together very tight like this. So this looks a little bit messy, but that's fine. And we're gonna just make those invisible and have those here now. And we actually make those other things invisible as well. Well, I wanna actually keep the other curves we have here. So that's pretty good. And let's just name those things as well. Randomness, vector, and I want to hide top. And I want to do the density here. I cannot write, but that's fine. And the general height. And general size. And this one, those are just like a few things to work as well with, but that's fine. Good. Now we have those things as well. We might want to create as well like this kind of geometry that we had. Just take this in here to give a little bit of thickness as well. So we're just going to use a simple pipe command. I'm going to flatten that, give it a size. I think it might be a very low size as well. And it might take a few time, but okay, we'll take 1 second, so make it a little lower. So this is something you just rather should only do in the end as well, so you can maybe put a data dam in there as well, so if you don't want to activate it on accident. So yeah, now you basically have your thing, and you can simply obviously bake it. And when we just create a surface under it in the Grasshopper or in the Rhino environment, we can look at it at the rendered view and deactivate that here. And yeah, I would say we're very close to the original that we had here, more or less, in a rather simple Grasshopper script. So yeah, I think like the problems I have a little bit is the way that this gets connected here at the top, but obviously there could be more advanced ways of connecting them as well. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. I will put this on GitHub as well, so you can just download it there directly. I have a link in the description below where you can download it. And yeah, if you have any questions, just let me know. And happy grasshoppering, and happy, yeah, enjoy the time, and yeah, like the video, subscribe, whatever you want to do, and see you next one. Thank you.